57 days until the election as you take a live look over New York City right there, our studios on Avenue of the Americas. Well, Hillary Clinton is at home resting after calling off her trip to the West Coast. This after the Democratic nominee collapsed outside of a 9/11 event. And here to weigh in, Democratic Ohio State Senator Capri Cafaro and political editor for townhall.com, Guy Benson. Thank you both for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So I'll start with you and just your take on what happened. We've all seen the video by now. It leaked originally online on Twitter. Looking at it over and over again, first of all, we want to say we certainly hope that she is okay.
Absolutely.
Capri, what do you think?
Again, I want to echo your sentiments. I think everyone, including her opponent, Mr. Trump, hopes that Hillary Clinton is doing well. This couldn't be worse timing, unfortunately, with speculation about her health and obviously with the debates coming up in 2 weeks' time. But I think we need to remember that everyone is human, including Hillary Clinton, and people get sick. Her doctor has already come out trying to get ahead of this, telling the American public that she is diagnosed with pneumonia. And, she has to be careful at this point now, because if she's going to continue to be on the campaign trail, she's going to have to take a quick step back because, again, she has to take care of her health first.
Guy, let's take a look at that statement since Capri just mentioned it. Here's what her doctor had to say. Secretary Clinton has been experiencing a cough related to allergies on Friday. During follow-up evaluation of her prolonged cough, she was diagnosed with pneumonia. While at this morning's event, she became overheated and dehydrated. I have just examined her, and she is now rehydrated and recovering nicely. But here's the thing, Guy. Why not mention pneumonia to begin with?
Right. So, I mean, it was a disturbing video to watch. When I first saw her start to kind of buckle and nearly collapse, getting held up, I gasped out loud because I was not expecting to see that. And it was not something that I think anyone would enjoy or derive any pleasure from seeing, someone of any age, or particularly that age, battling something like pneumonia. It seemed clear that she was not well. So I think that Capri is right in almost everything that she said, except if the Clinton team had wanted to really get out in front of this, they would have been open and transparent with the American people when the diagnosis came in on Friday, which then would have maybe allowed a lot of people to cut her some slack if she reduced her schedule a little bit, because pneumonia is, serious business.
Right. And then is that just another indication of some of the criticism that this campaign has faced from the very beginning, and that's hiding things and not being forthcoming, not being honest. Just be honest about what's going on. Guy?
Yes, and yeah, I think that's exactly right, because the American people, as we've seen now for, more than a year in polling, most Americans, a large majority of Americans, are not inclined to believe Mrs. Clinton and what she says. And when there's a secrecy and a misdirection, I mean, they took us for a ride. There was spin all day yesterday until we finally landed on pneumonia. That is the type of behavior that engenders this type of skepticism about the Clintons and virtually anything that they do and say now.
Yeah, Capri, it does seem like it's been this long list of excuses leading up to this. So then people think, well, what's next? And now she's canceled the trip out west to California.
Well, again, I hear what Guy is saying, and I certainly myself, even as a Democrat, have been critical of Hillary Clinton in some of her issues pertaining to veracity. They could have handled the health issues, I think, more proactively, as Guy indicated. But at this point, I think that we all need to not be vultures in politics and recognize that Hillary Clinton is a human being. Let her get her rest and get healthy.
All right, so let's go to this next topic. Speaking of trying to recover and getting ahead of things, listen to this comment. By now, a lot of people have heard it, that Clinton had to say about Trump supporters. Take a listen.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? Racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
Okay, so Capri, I'll let you start with this one as well. They're trying to kind of go back on that and say, if you're questioned about this, you're a supporter of Clinton, blame the media.
Well, first, let me just say for the record that as a Democrat and an elected official, I did not receive any email or guidance on what to say publicly in regards to the basket of deplorables gate. But, you know, I think that this is obviously because they're putting this out from the campaign to surrogates to try to get on some kind of a page, to all together trying to basically explain this away. I think they recognize that it's an issue. She tried to come out and apologize for it. They see it, I think, as a 47% moment, and they're
47% moment being reference to what Mitt Romney had to say. I'm sorry to cut you off so quickly, but we're running out of time. So, Guy, your statement on this?
Yeah, it's not the media's fault that they noticed what Hillary Clinton said to a fundraiser. I mean, she said it. And as I said last night on Special Report, if she had simply said some Trump supporters are these things, I think that's true. She also has some deplorable supporters herself, but she said half. She's backed away from that. She said, I shouldn't have said half.
Yeah, she's apologizing for saying half.
Yeah,
that's what she's apologizing.
Which I think is the right thing to do. But that whole kind of list of names that she went through and then said irredeemable, it's not wise. It's wrong. It's mean-spirited, and it's also unwise politically.
Yeah, well, the polls are close, definitely, and closing in, specifically in those swing states. And when you become president, you're president for everyone. Right. All right. Thank you both for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.